Good morning, 802, 803. Welcome, welcome. I realized I didn't hear you all yesterday. Today, as intention, I'm gonna review this again. So really, writing your rough draft essays this week. This is gonna be Monday. Well, today pretty much Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and of course if Friday is needed, that's cool. As the week goes on, we can talk a little bit more about it. So what I'm gonna be doing in this is a two-part. I'm gonna talk about the objectives, the essay prompts and rubrics, and then the graphic organizer. The example essay raised importance of transition words, and of course the video lesson of this will be in a second video. That being said, how do we construct and develop a well thought out essay? Of course, right? We have had the skill of doing that. We're gonna do it some more, right? So you're gonna be working on your rough drafts today, all right? Essay drafts, Dear Martin by Nick Stone, and of course, look it over, trying to give as much comments as I can. So we have it's gonna be due on Friday, by the way. And bonus if you handed it in before. That does not mean you should be pushing to get a bonus. I do want you all to take your time to get this essay done correctly. All right. So objectives, the prompts, rubrics, and graphic organizer. So first things first, these right here is all of the skills stuff that we were working on throughout the year. Well, not all of them, but many of the most important ones. Others were important. So this is the objective, right? Students will be able to write a well-developed essay using the skills developed throughout the unit, right? And these were ones that we focused on greatly. So those are what I'm looking for you to utilize a lot. We recently talked about evaluation, right? And assessing whether evidence is evidence is sound, relevant, and sufficient. Okay. So, um, and the other thing really is the essay prompts and rubrics. We're going to be using the Group of Frogs story as an example, right? And make sure that I try to make it clear as possible, which is going to be in another video. All right, everyone. So these are the prompts right here. These are the prompts, right? So notice, right? The first draft handed in by Thursday, 410, equal bonus 20 points if earlier. No bonus after it's due on Friday. Again, do not try to rush and try to get this bonus, but I want you to make sure that you're staying on task, all right? I want to make sure that you're really focusing, really trying to get this done, right? So the direction says choose one of the questions below to answer your essay in 5 complete paragraphs. You must have an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. All right, so the first question says, based on the reading of the novel, how did the students in Justice's class show the importance of equality, equity, and a need for a solution to racism in America? So that's 3 things of focus for that paragraph. Equality can be in your first paragraph, your first body paragraph. Equity can be in your second body paragraph, and a solution can be in your third body paragraph, right? That's the way you develop. So if you are struggling to understand how do I split these up, what you can do is split the 3 points, split the question into 3 points, right? And then you ask yourself about those questions. So for instance, we're looking at the first one. It says you can split this up into 3. How did the students in Justice's class show the importance of equality in America? And then now you start your first body paragraph in that sense. The second one, how did the students in Justice's class show equity or show the importance of equity in America, right? And then now you ask the next question: how did the students in Justice's class show the importance of a need for a solution to racism in America? So that's where you're really sitting down and realizing, like, oh, this is how I would do it, right? So I have my 3 body paragraphs right there. Now, equality and equity, we spoke about it many times in class. Right? Equality, everyone is getting the fair amount of rights. Equity is when you have those opportunities to make sure that the equality is there. Now, I would suggest that you all look for the definitions as well, because you might end up getting a better understanding. Now, question 2 says, what are some of the challenges Justice faced in the novel Dear Martin by Nick Stone? How does his challenges remind you of challenges other teens and people face? Again, you can list 2 challenges, one in the first body paragraph and one in the second body paragraph. And then now you talk about the reminders in the third body paragraph. Number 3 question says, what value did 3 or more of the following have in helping you understand the central ideas in the novel Dear Martin? Right? So you can even start your introduction paragraph by talking about the central idea, right? Or mention a little bit of the central ideas, right? And hitting 3 points. Okay? You can even say, I want to talk about 3 central ideas, one in the first body paragraph, one in the second body paragraph, and one in the third body paragraph. And each of those central idea could be focused on 3 of the things in the box here, right? You might say the central idea was about the issue of police brutality. You might talk about it with role models, right? You might say something about affirmative action or even stereotype threat. We talk about those things, right? But you have to find the evidence in your books. So that's what you'll be doing for your essay, right? You also have the essay prompt requirements, right? Must be 5 paragraphs, intro, body paragraph, and conclusion, which of course is needed. Race is the important thing right here. For each body paragraph, it should be race. 2 evidences must be in each body paragraph, right? Your introduction should be 4 more sentences, and conclusion is really about what was learned, right? I'm gonna show you an example essay, so don't sweat it. Here, the third box, right? I provided some evidences, right? Now, these evidences, if you are thinking of using this to help you with question 2, remember, right? It might not be sufficient evidence, right? It goes back to evaluation, right? How if you use these, I'm expecting your explanation to be tip-top shape, okay? At the same time, I understand if you don't have your book, but I need you to really think about what you're writing, right, and how you will be explaining the information, right? Now, I have graphic organizer and I have just a straight paper assignment. Now, for those who don't need the graphic organizer, you may start here. Put your name and you grade, right? What grade are you in? And you begin writing your essay here. Once you're finished, you can delete everything at the top here because you already set your essay on point. You did it well, right? This is what I'll pretty much be grading, looking over, and then now I'll send it back to you. So that way you can do the corrections, all right? And then now you'll pretty much turn in your final draft. Right? So make sure that you're doing it to the best of your abilities. Now, the graphic organizer, right, for the A graders, right? Same thing. I have the prompts here. I also have the evidences here. And then you'll start. You'll copy the essay question from here, right? You copy whatever question is that you're using. If you're using number 2, you copy the entirety of number 2. If you're using number 3, you copy the entirety of number 3, right? And you'll paste it in here. So wherever it says write in here, right? That's where you're gonna pretty much write your essay question in here, your introduction, and your the other part of the introduction goes in here. You do the same for when you're writing your body paragraphs. Notice that here I put right in here body paragraph 2, you got body paragraph 1, and so on, right? Make sure that you're writing your responses in here. Do not delete the text box. On the bottom of each of these slides, there is some notes, right? At the bottom, where it's in red, read each option in the slide. Copy the question you want to respond to in this essay on the third slide. 1, 2, 3. Go to the third slide, you copy, right? Now, here I said the same thing about the evidences that I provided you with. You also have notes where it says, click in the text box. If you erase the text box by mistake, click on the box in the toolbar at the very top with the letter T. Looks like that, right? Now, the toolbar, many of you might know, is at the top where it talks about the font, the size, all of that stuff, right? how you want to change up your letters. That's where the toolbar is. The T1 right here that says text box would be what you use. Moving on, and so forth. So that's pretty much the graphic organizer. The rubric is similar to the last time. Make sure that you review the rubric. We are only aiming for 4 points here, right? And even above that. Not aiming for 3, 2, or 1. We're aiming for 4 straight through. Spelling and grammar gotta be on point. Organization, clear explanations, accurate evidence, and clear introduction need to be on point. Okay. That being said, all the best, and you may start right away.